up, you guys? Happy Monday. I am sitting here having some coffee, getting ready to go to work today, even though I don't want to go to work today. Even though this is like the easiest job on earth, I don't want to go. I just want to sit at home. Not sit at home. I want to stay home and just clean and kind of reorganize my house and straighten up and do laundry and do all the things. I don't want to go to work. And you know what? They don't even need me. I'm going to my PRN job at a surgery center. Well, surgery center. It's at a hospital, but same day surgery. And when I looked at the schedule, when they sent me my time of arrival, I have to be there at 7:30. They also send you when your first patient is coming in and everybody's, well, basically the whole schedule. They have 7 of us scheduled this morning, staggered to come in. And we only have 9 patients scheduled today. I'm PRN. They don't need me today. And I'm not one to call off at this job because I tell them when I'm available. Now, I'll call off at that other job in a heartbeat. But I'm hoping that it won't be a full day. I think I'm only scheduled to get 2 patients ready, one at 8 o'clock. And they have you come in half an hour before the first patient, your first patient is to arrive. I think I have a patient at 8 o'clock and noon. But yeah, we have a light schedule. I don't know why they did not cancel me. So hopefully after I get my noon patient ready, they can just let me go because it's not that I'm tired. I still have this sinus thing going on. I don't know what it is. But I just want to come home and be in my own house and just, clean up and do all the things I need to do. But with that being said, when I get back, I'm going to show you my 30-year certificate. It's in the other room right now. I've been a nurse for 32 years. And sometimes I kind of reminisce on the fact that I've been a nurse more than half my life. That is crazy. Crazy. And I've been at the same job, the same company for 30 of the 32 years. It'll be 32 years in July, but that's just right around the corner. Wow. And so I got to go, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about how I feel about where I am and where nursing has got me and whether or not I feel like I should have been further in my nursing career. So you'd be surprised, because we got a lot of nurses out there hustling and doing all the things, and kudos to them. But I've never really been one of those nurses. So we'll talk about it after I get off, and hopefully I can get off early today. I'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, I'm back days later. So the last video was Monday morning and I was getting ready to go to work. Well, it is now Friday morning and I'm just getting off from work from my night job. And when I tell you it was rough, nursing is not for the weak. It's not. I'm surprised that I haven't walked off lately, but I have to like my job more than I hate paying my mortgage. Yeah, and so I can't go anywhere. But when I tell you it was rough, and I think it's rough everywhere and for everybody, I'm no exception by any means whatsoever. It is rough. It's so rough that this morning, how I shouldn't say rumors, but word gets around that the hospital was down 25 nurses and 17 techs for this Friday day shift. 25 nurses and 17 techs. Now, mind you, it is a nice size hospital, but just the fact that damn near every floor is down at least a nurse or 2. Because when I think about the number of units that we have, yeah, probably 2 nurses on each floor. It's crazy. But anyway, I came back to talk about my 30 years as a nurse. So earlier this year, February? This is postmarked February 3rd. I kind of sort of knew what this was because I knew it was coming up. Well, I won't show you, but it came in this package here. My 30-year certificate. I've been a nurse for 32 years, but I've been with the same company for 30. And I opened it up and I kind of pulled it out, but I never examined it. I didn't go, ooh, because like I said, nursing is rough. And I don't want to say that I'm not proud to be a nurse. I am proud to be a nurse. But sometimes I wonder if I should have done something else. Actually, I wanted to be an accountant real bad. I mean, I took business courses in high school. When I started taking prereqs, they were all business courses, electives. And one day I was sitting at the table and my mom, I was doing homework, and my mom says, why do you want to do that? She was a CNA. She says, you need to go to school to be a nurse. You'll always have a job and you'll make good money. The exact words, you'll always have a job and you'll make good money. So me being me, I love my mama. I thought she always gave good advice. Not saying that I always took her advice, but for the most part, I would say 99.9% of the time, I took my mama's advice, except when it came to that man, child. That's a whole other story. That 1%, I should say. Anyway, so literally the next semester, I talked to an advisor. I applied for the nursing school program, and I was in that next semester. And here I am 32 years later. But anyway, so I'm going to open this up and show you. This said it came in a plastic. This came in plastic. And it's right here. Came in a little gift bag here. And so I've enjoyed being a nurse. It's treated me well. I mean, I ain't gonna complain about that. It's allowed me to do some things that, you know, I've wanted to do. I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to pay off a house. I have a paid off house, paid in full. I've been able to travel, do this, do that. And I've never been, I'm going to say it, I've never been broke. I've never lived paycheck to paycheck. I've always had some money in the bank. Now, I am somewhat, sorry about the cough drop, but now I've been tight or pretended that I ain't got it, you know. And sometimes I hide my money from myself. I put it away so I don't have it. But I've never been broke being a nurse. I've always been able to have the resources to do whatever I want to do. And again, I am tight with money. And sometimes I think that in my head, I ain't got it. For instance, my friends, a couple of girlfriends, they're having a girls' trip actually this weekend. And when they told me about it, I'm like, no, girl, I don't think I'm going to have it. Things are tight. I could have gone. You know, I ain't hurting for money, but actually, I just didn't want to go. That's a whole other story, too. But anyway, so it's been good to me, but it also has changed over the years. Nursing has changed over the years, and I have changed over the years. Nursing has become harder. It seems like when I reminisce on even my first years, well, let me take this back. My first 5 years, I cried damn near every day. It was so hard because back then, I was this young black nurse. My first job, young black nurse. They had team nursing where you had an RN, an LPN, and a CNA on a team. And here I am, young black nurse with the old head, white LPN. I'm just going to say white LPN, and maybe a white tech or maybe a black tech back then. And I'm supposed to delegate. I didn't know nothing about delegation. They didn't teach me nothing about delegation. Honey, push back all the way. It was hard. My first few years, I was miserable as a nurse. As a matter of fact, I did go back to school for accounting for one semester. And then I thought long and hard about it. I said, Valerie, you've been in nursing for 5 years. Will you really be able to get out and make the same amount of money or more money being an accountant? And I didn't think so. So I gave that up after one semester. And I just stuck with nursing. But I've never really complained about the money that I've made because I've always been comfortable. Whether it's buying a car or going on a trip or doing whatever, I've always been comfortable. So I've never really been one to complain that they don't pay me enough. Right now, I won't say exactly how much I make, but it's doable, and it helps me pay my bills, and I'm not uncomfortable. I'll put it like this. Right now, I work part-time at my main job, and I work PRN at the other job. And even if I did not work PRN at that other job, I think I would still be comfortable just working part-time at the main job because I have another source of income, a house that's fully paid off. So, and nursing helped me get that house that's fully paid off. And I paid it off in 16 years. So anyway, and I've always had a job. So my mama said, always have a job and you'll make good money. I've never complained about the money. I've never been without a job. So with this company here, however, once I did quit, I was working at an outpatient surgery center, which is part of the same healthcare system. And it was such a sweet job. Oh gosh, I love that job. I miss that job. But it was the people. I'll do a story time one day on why I left. I was at 19 and a half years and I quit. That's how bad it got. But it was such a sweet job. And I went to go work for a doctor's office. And I was miserable because it was very little patient contact. He was a concierge doctor. He had maybe 1 or 2 patients a day. I did paperwork. The office was too quiet. There was no hustle about it. I can hustle when it comes to patients and doing what I have to do. It was so boring. And I actually signed a contract with him to stay at least 6 months. At 6 months, I had to give my notice. I couldn't do it anymore. But I went back to the same hospital system. They rehired me at a different hospital. And they let me keep my years of service. And they let me keep my pay. They brought me back at the same amount of pay, which was nice. Very nice. And let me keep my years of service. So anyway, been there for 30 years. And where did I just put? Oh, so this is what they sent me in the mail. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Well, it says Baycare. Well, Baycare is so huge, you still wouldn't know where I worked. But 30 years with the 3, I don't even know if they're real diamonds. You think they're real diamonds there? I don't know. It doesn't matter. And another badge holder. Another badge holder. And then this has a little, it says appreciation on it. And it has, let's open this up here. Wait a minute. This whole thing, you know what? Like I said, I never did open this all the way up. I thought it was going to be a book so that you can choose like some gift, some knife set or clock or something. Okay. Here's a nice little note, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. It's not a book. Okay. It says, congratulations, Valerie, on your 30 years of service. Our success is built on your efforts and dedication, and we would not be one of the most recognized healthcare organizations in the country without your commitment to our mission, values, vision, and achieving a culture of clinical excellence. Blah, 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 blah. So there is, down at the bottom, there is a code with a website so I can go in and choose what I want. And then they have a certificate of recognition right here, in appreciation of 30 years of service. Now, I'm not sure if they because I don't pay attention anymore. I just go to work. I barely read the emails. Like I said, it's been good, but it's kind of sort of checking out on the back end. I'm not sure if they're going to have like a service award celebration or not. I haven't seen an email, haven't really checked for the email. I'm not even sure if I would even go. But anyway, so that's nice. But I wanted to, normally I keep my badge in my car, but I want to show you my picture. Now this is from July of 1995. Even though they kind of changed my date because, I was missing those 6 months. Anyway. And when I was rehired, I'll never forget, I think I may have had on makeup. I can't even remember how my hair was. I think I was natural. And the lady did say, do you want to keep your same photo? And I thought about it. I said, well, let me see, because I forgot what my badge looked like. And I was like, of course, why not keep the young, fresh looking photo on my badge? So please, no judgment on the nails. I'm getting my nails done hopefully this weekend. So I'm going to cover up my my hospital there. So there's my badge. That was July of, I started with them. Yeah, because I became a nurse in 1995. Oh gosh, those nails look horrible. But anyway, that's my badge right there. I think I was cute back then. I loved my flip, honey. I used to love my flip and my hair. But now I have these locks, which I'm thinking about cutting my locks. This is the longest my hair has ever been. This is just a side note. So when you look back, my hair is middle of my back. Yeah, middle of my back. So I'm thinking about cutting my locks because they just get to be too much. I want a nice little bob or just above my shoulder. So anyway, yeah, nursing has been good, but it's harder. It's harder now. They want you to do more with less. And you almost have to do more with less because, hell, people ain't showing up for work. The expectations are getting higher and higher. They're raising the bar higher and higher. And then some, like, for instance, is it really realistic for a nurse to go into a patient's room and every single hour when you have so much to do? They want you to mark on this board every single hour that you walk into a room. Sometimes if you have an emergency or if you get an admission or if you actually want to take a lunch, there's no way to see 6 patients in that hour and like spend time with them. They want you to spend time. Anyway, I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want it to seem like I'm really complaining a lot, but it's a lot. So nursing is not for the weak. So I would advise, if any young lady is out there, young lady or man who's out there who's thinking about nursing because they want to be in the healthcare field, talk to some other nurses first before you just jump in. And actually, don't talk to us. Well, talk to us, but also talk to people in other departments or other aspects of healthcare, whether it's EKG tech, ultrasound technology, the people that do the medical devices. Don't just think that nursing is being in the healthcare field. There are so many other people that are in the healthcare field that make good money and they do other things. And I highly doubt if they have the stress, the physical stress, the mental stress that nurses have. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's my guess. So I just want to throw that out there. My experience being a nurse for 32 years, more than half my life, which is crazy. I'm not quitting anytime soon. However, in my head, well, actually, no, I've manifested this. I've said it verbally several times that at 62, I'm done. At 62, I'm done. And I have to be okay with being done. I work with several nurses that are older nurses, older than me. And it's like they are just, these ladies are dedicated. Half the time they don't even want to take a vacation. It's like, girl, don't you want to sit down? But that's them. And I commend them, and they're hard workers. They're good nurses, but I can't do it. If God willing, I make it, another decade of life. Well, actually less than a decade because I'm 54. I would love to be able to say goodbye to nursing, or maybe just do my PRN job and not do this nighttime job, 12-hour shifts and short-staffed and this and that. Yeah, I've manifested it. I've said it out loud, and I've talked to my financial advisor. I haven't. Oh yeah, nurses out there, get yourself a financial advisor. You can find one. I have not paid this man not one red cent. I have not paid him not one red cent. But anyway, I've talked to him about my goals and when I want to retire. And he looked at my financials and he says, you're on track. If you want to retire at 62, you can do that. So anyway, what else did I want to say? I think that was it. But maybe I'll come back next time and do a story time on why I left this job at 19 and a half years, because I had it. I left the sweetest job anybody would ever have because of the people that I work with. So that'll be in another video. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Oh, and by the way, honey, I am so glad it is Friday because I am off for 5 days. I'm not going on vacation. I'm not going on the girls' trip. I am going to be in my house. Well, actually, today I'm going shopping with a friend. It was her idea. She said, I'll drive. We're just going to go browse. I'm going to browse. She may shop. I'm going to browse. And then a comedy show tonight with a friend. So I need to take myself a nap because she's coming to pick me up about 12:30. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I am going to rest and relax. And I'm going to clean my house, reorganize my house, and do all the things in my house. I'm going to try not to even leave my house outside of doing what I got to do today. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace.